So recently, I've been mastering a process where I take any business owner and put them on camera and instantly make them sound like an expert and a trustworthy source on camera. Because I realized after years of being a videographer that people understand that video is important and they want to create videos of themselves. But the problem is the vast majority of business owners just don't feel comfortable looking at a camera. I mean, I record videos of myself all the time. It's something I literally practiced for years. Still, I mean, talking to a camera just is not a natural thing. And so now my process is that I record every single video in an online studio, kind of like Zoom, but high quality is what I always say. And when I do that, it does work like Zoom. So I'm on one end, the business owner is on the other end, and they're talking to me. And because they're talking to a natural person, they're able to look at the camera, look like they're looking at the camera, but at the same time feel the comfort level of a regular conversation. And the more that I did that, I did notice that it was making a noticeable effect on how people sounded in terms of how naturally sounded and their comfort level. But I didn't really understand the true power of that until I started looking at my other videos that I'd done with the traditional camera. Because even people who have spoken in front of large audiences, people who like record videos often, they seem to just have this different tone when they're talking to a camera compared to when they're talking to a person. And even in the small cases that someone has figured that out and figured out how to like switch their tone, they're only really able to do that essentially through years of practice. And so now I'm being intentional about really emphasizing that part of what I do. Because before, when I was mentioning my business to other people, I would always say that I was a remote videographer. I would say I recorded in an online studio. But that was really more so just talking about my process. But I realized what people actually care about is things being easier. And that's what I do. I make recording videos much easier for business owners, and really I take all the hassle out of it because it's not just the recording that you have to do; it's the writing of the scripts, or even if you don't want to do a script, it's writing bullet points. Or even when you know what you're going to say, you still might have to practice it in the mirror just to get it down. But with my process, all the script writing and the practicing really is necessary because you already know what you're talking about because it's what you do every day. And so, in fact, you've had many, many conversations about what you do. The main actual obstacle is that there's going to be a camera, you know there's going to be a camera, and because of that, you just freeze up like most people do. And it's really not even your fault because as human beings, we're really not meant to look into a camera. We're really programmed to feel more comfortable looking at another person in the eyes as opposed to just staring at some lightless lens. And because people feel so comfortable through this process, because it includes another real live human being, my main focus is helping business owners create longer videos. For example, the type of videos that you find on YouTube. Not super long videos like 30 or 60 minutes, but more so in like the 5 to 10 minute range. Especially because a lot of businesses do a lot better when the customer is a lot better informed about what they do or the processes, or maybe there's a lot of frequently asked questions that take a while to explain and that people in their business explain all the time. Well, in that case, it'd be beneficial to outsource that information to a video. Because yes, YouTube can be pretty effective when it comes to showing your videos to random people on the internet and bringing in an audience that way. At the same time, another really helpful use case is when you already have clients, you're already talking to them, and instead of taking the time during a meeting or a Zoom to fully explain something you've explained to different clients many, many times, you can just send them a video and an email after the meeting and simplify things that way. And so now my video production company is mainly focuses on creating longer videos, 5 minutes or more. And specifically, the business focus is quickly creating libraries of content for business owners on YouTube. Because if we have this unique process that allows people to rant to the camera but still sound like an expert in their field, it makes a lot of sense to use this streamlined process to save a crazy amount of time on the business end. Because yes, longer videos on YouTube can be very effective for putting yourself in front of clients, especially for longer periods of time, which means that they're not just more informed, but also more likely to buy. But when most business owners actually try to get a YouTube channel going and create these videos, they realize it takes either a whole lot of time or a whole lot of money because they're using a traditional videography company, or in the process of cutting corners, end up with a result that they're really not proud of. But if you understand having a full library of content on YouTube can be very beneficial to your company, and you'd like to talk more and hear more about what I do, feel free to reach out via Instagram and also check out my website.